Hi, Mighty Mommy here, and I'm ready to share some creative, insightful, and practical parenting tips. I'm your host, Cheryl Butler. When it comes to raising a family, one of the hardest jobs is trying to come up with solutions for dinner every night, let alone trying to find the time to cook. Because of our super busy lives, serving our families home-cooked meals may seem impossible, but I'm going to share 5 tips about meal planning that will be well worth your time and effort. So, let's talk about the benefits of having family meals together. Depending on your family's lifestyle and schedule, the benefits of investing the initial time and effort into your meal planning will vary. But overall, the number one goal is to help simplify what should be an enjoyable and special part of every day, sharing a meal together. Once a routine of planning meals, you will be able to save money on your grocery bill each week, save money and boost your health by not eating last-minute prepackaged or fast foods, eat a wider variety of healthy meals because you'll be in the habit of planning and checking out new recipes and in controlling the ingredients. Get your kids involved in the process of cooking family meals. Save time and gas by not making extra trips to the store on the fly for dinner. Additionally, when families share daily meals together, children and teens are less likely to develop addictive habits such as drugs, alcohol, or smoking. Children feel heard and important and therefore have a greater sense of self-confidence and are less likely to give in to negative peer pressure. Children do better academically as well, because dinner time is a great opportunity to teach communication skills. Lots of chatter at the dinner table and adult conversation gives kids an edge with their verbal communication skills. Children learn proper table manners too, waiting until everyone is served, no chewing with your mouth open, elbows off the table, etc. These are all important manners to learn at a young age. Parents are able to save their precious sanity by spending more quality time with their loved ones and less wasted time figuring out dinner. So here's how to get started. Tip number 1, commit to a definite time period for meal planning. And this really is important. Meal planning can seem like a daunting process, but once you have a system in place, you will be saving money, eating healthier, and having more free time to spend with your family. If you're going to have success with this, however, you have to make the commitment to devote a reasonable amount of time to meal planning so that you can get yourself into the habit as well as your family. Get your spouse and kids involved from the very beginning by getting their input for the food they'd like to see on the weekly menu. Check out my colleague, the Domestic CEO's podcast on how to plan family dinners for more helpful tips on how to get started. Tip number 2, assess your weekly routine. One of the reasons that many households fall off the meal planning wagon is because they jump into it without having a plan. Find a quiet time when you can sit with your calendar and think about the following things. When is the best time to shop for groceries? What nights call for a fast and easy dinner? What nights require something that can be kept warm and served at different times? When can everyone actually sit down together for a real family dinner? Which days can you do the kind of cooking that you'd most like to do? Once you've figured out what works best for your family schedule, you can make an actual plan. Tip number 3, schedule a day each week to plan meals and shopping lists. Based on what you figured out in tip number 2, by assessing your schedule, you can begin to plan everything on your calendar. Schedule a day once a week to do your meal planning and make your grocery list. If you leave it to chance each week, it's probably not going to happen. If you coupon, try to get your coupons organized the same day as your meal planning. Don't get yourself overwhelmed by trying to plan too many meals at once. Instead, start with 5 or 6 meals, giving yourself 1 or 2 nights for leftovers or a family pizza night. Make a list of at least 7 to 10 meals that you know your family enjoys. Tried and true favorites like pasta and meatballs, baked chicken and rice pilaf, sausage and peppers, or whatever pleases your gang's taste buds. If you truly can't think of this many meal choices, sit down with your favorite cookbooks or go online and visit a recipe website such as familytime.com, where you can search over 10,000 family-friendly ideas as well as save your top picks in your own virtual recipe box. Pick one night a week to have a designated meal, such as Taco Tuesday or Sandwich Saturday. We do this in our house, and it helps simplify the menu and the grocery list. Once you settle on the meals you want to serve for the week, check your pantry, fridge, and freezer and see what ingredients you already have on hand. Keep track of what you need to buy on a grocery list that you have in an easy-to-find location, not something that's stuffed in your purse. There are many free templates available online that combine a meal menu plan as well as a grocery list. Now, tip number 4, creating your grocery list. Have a weekly shopping list and stick to it. This is where you save time and money. Impulse buys must now become a thing of the past. I print a grocery list template that I found at grocerylists.org, which I always have pinned on the bulletin board in our kitchen. When I run out of things, I can just highlight them. And when I do make my final shopping list for the week, everything is listed by category so I don't forget items. And even better, I don't have the urge to buy things that we don't really need. At the end of the first year that I committed to staying on task with meal planning, our family saved enough money to pay for a 4-day vacation during the summer, and that's for 10 people, so it really is worth your while. And tip number 5, don't lose your meal planning momentum. Many times when we embark on anything that can improve our life, like dieting or joining a new gym, we start off with a lot of enthusiasm, but by the end of week 2, we start to fizzle. Meal planning can definitely be one of those commitments that start off hot but soon turn cold. Don't be afraid to have items like grilled cheese sandwiches or hot dogs and beans on your menu each week. The key is to be flexible, not fancy. Once you start planning your weekly dinners, you'll get into a groove of knowing when you have time for a 5-course dinner or when mac and cheese will just have to do. There are plenty of web-based tools that can help you out. I love the mealplanningmommies.com site. And also, www.supercook.com is an app for the smartphone. The app is great because it helps you figure out what you can prepare based on the ingredients you already have in your pantry. Oh, and both of these are free resources. If you keep at it, you'll never have to break out into a cold sweat again when someone in the house charges through the front door and asks, "What's for dinner?" What are some of your tips for family meal planning? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments or post them on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page. You can also connect with me on Twitter at Mighty Mommy or email me at mommy@quickanddirtytips.com. Check back next week for more parenting tips. Don't forget to check out my family-friendly boards at pinterest.com/MightyMommyQDT. Have fun with meal planning, and soon you'll be dishing out savings and extra time.